Urgent Dallas Cowboys fans, do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel because here we bring you daily videos with the latest Dallas Cowboys updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey Cowboys Nation. Today we've got some shocking news that's sending shockwaves through the NFL community and, of course, right into the heart of our beloved Dallas Cowboys. If you're like me, you probably opened your social media feeds this morning and saw that headline that immediately made your jaw drop. Yes, the Cowboys have made a decision that no one saw coming. They've officially cut ties with Juan Thomas. I know it sounds unbelievable, especially considering the potential that many of us saw in him and the contributions he was making to the defense. But facts are facts, and this move is definitely one of the most unexpected in recent Cowboys history. Now, let's not jump to conclusions here, but you can feel the buzz, right? Fans, analysts, and even some insiders are scratching their heads, trying to piece together what could have led to such an abrupt decision. Juan Thomas, a player who, throughout the preseason and even in limited regular season opportunities, showed flashes of talent, grit, and versatility. He was viewed by many as a promising piece in the Cowboys' defensive puzzle. So why would a team that's been striving to build a formidable defense suddenly decide to part ways with him? That's exactly what we're going to unpack today. We'll analyze what this move might mean for the Cowboys' season, how it impacts their roster, what the future holds for Juan Thomas, and of course, what this tells us about the team's strategic direction moving forward. First, let's set the scene. The Dallas Cowboys, as we all know, have been navigating a season filled with ups and downs. Coming into this year, expectations were high. The team, under head coach Mike McCarthy, had been emphasizing a balanced approach on both sides of the ball, with a focus on a tough, disciplined defense. Players like Micah Parsons, Trevon Diggs, and the veterans like Brandon Aubrey kept the spotlight on their defensive prowess. But the secondary, where Juan Thomas was trying to carve out a significant role, had been a bit of a roller coaster. Injuries, inconsistent performances, and strategic shifts all played a part. So when news broke that Juan Thomas was being released, many fans wondered, was this a move motivated purely by performance, or was there something else behind the scenes? Let's dig into Juan Thomas himself. For those who aren't fully caught up, Juan, a versatile safety, was drafted in 2022, and while he didn't immediately break into the starting lineup, his development over the offseason and preseason suggested he was on the rise. His ability to play both in the box and deep coverage made him a flexible asset for the Cowboys. His special teams work and flashes of playmaking ability had earned him respect within the team and among the fans. Statistically, during his limited snaps, he showed promise with an interception in the preseason, some solid tackling, and a knack for reading plays well. Yet despite this, the coaching staff seemed to be making a strategic decision to move in a different direction. But what could have driven this? Was it a matter of performance? Not entirely. Juan's stats and play during the preseason indicated he was progressing. Could it have been a matter of scheme fit? Or perhaps the coaching staff saw a different player or a different approach in the secondary that they believe gives them a better shot at competing in the postseason. Or maybe, and this is just speculation, there were off-field factors or internal team dynamics that influenced this choice. We don't have concrete evidence of any major controversy, but it's common in the NFL for roster decisions to be influenced by a multitude of factors: salary cap considerations, positional depth, or even the team's long-term vision. Now, let's consider the timing of this release. The NFL season is in full swing, and teams are constantly adjusting rosters to optimize performance. Cutting a player like Juan Thomas, who's shown potential, suggests that the Cowboys are either banking on internal development, looking for a different skill set, or perhaps they're making room for another player they believe fits better with their evolving defensive scheme. It's also worth noting that the Cowboys have been experimenting with their secondary throughout the season, trying to find the right combinations to maximize their pass defense and create turnovers. From a strategic point of view, this decision might reflect the team's confidence in their current roster or a desire to give more playing time to younger players or veterans they trust more in critical situations. Do they see Juan as a potential future star? Possibly. But at this moment, it seems they prefer to go in a different direction. For us fans, it's a bit of a shock, especially considering that Juan had been viewed as a player with room to grow and contribute more significantly. Let's take a step back and analyze his season so far. The Cowboys' defense has been, at times, formidable, but also inconsistent. Micah Parsons has been a force, generating pressure and sacks, while Trevon Diggs has been a key part of their pass defense. The secondary, however, has faced challenges with injuries and coverage breakdowns. Juan Thomas's role was expected to expand as the season progressed, especially with his versatility. Yet in recent weeks, we saw the coaching staff favor other players, perhaps more experienced or fitting specific tactical needs. His release indicates a strategic shift, a move to possibly prioritize other aspects, such as speed, coverage ability, or special teams contributions. Now, what does this mean for Juanyeh Thomas moving forward? Will he find a new team quickly? That remains to be seen. The NFL is a league where talent often gets a second chance, especially for players with his potential. Teams are always on the lookout for young, versatile safeties who can contribute on multiple levels. Juanyeh's age, skill set, and recent performance suggest he could be signed by another team in need of secondary help. But it also raises questions about whether he'll stick around on a practice squad or if another franchise will see his potential and give him a shot to re-establish himself. For the Cowboys, this move might be a calculated risk. Roster decisions like this are always a balance between immediate needs and long-term planning. Could this be a sign that the team is planning to make further moves in the secondary? Or does it reflect a broader effort to streamline their roster and create space for younger talent or veteran free agents? The NFL is a league that's constantly evolving, and the Cowboys have historically been adept at making strategic adjustments. Remember, just last season, they made bold moves in the secondary and other areas to improve their chances of reaching the Super Bowl. So, perhaps this is just another chapter in their ongoing quest for excellence. The impact of this decision on the team's upcoming games can't be underestimated. Defensive cohesion is crucial, especially against high-powered offenses like the Eagles or the 49ers. Losing a versatile safety like Juanyeh Thomas might open up questions about depth and rotation, but it could also be an opportunity for other players to step up. Players like Jaron Kearse, Donovan Wilson, or even rookies like Mazi Smith could see increased responsibilities. The coaching staff will need to adapt quickly, ensuring that the defensive scheme remains solid and that the team's identity is preserved. Let's also reflect on how this move fits into the larger picture of the Cowboys' season. They are currently battling for playoff positioning, and every decision in the roster can be pivotal. Will this move help them tighten their secondary and improve their chances? Or could it backfire if the team lacks depth in that area? The upcoming games will provide some answers, especially as they face tough opponents in the coming weeks. Now, shifting gears a little, it's interesting to compare this situation with other similar moves across the league. The NFL is full of stories where a promising player gets cut or traded only to flourish elsewhere, or conversely, where a move backfires and costs the team dearly. For example, we've seen in recent seasons how teams like the Kansas City Chiefs or the San Francisco 49ers have made roster adjustments that paid off later in the season. The Cowboys, known for their strategic planning, are likely weighing their options carefully. Looking at the broader context, this decision also raises questions about the team's long-term strategy. Are they building for sustained success, or are they making short-term moves to chase the playoffs? The answer probably lies somewhere in between. The Cowboys have a roster loaded with talent, but the secondary has been a point of concern. Perhaps this move signifies their confidence in their existing core, or maybe it's a signal that they're willing to take risks to maximize their chances this season. In terms of the fans' reactions, the mood is understandably mixed. Many are disappointed to see Juanyeh Thomas go, especially given his potential and the flashes of brilliance he showed. Others understand that roster decisions are part of the NFL's ruthless nature. Only the best survive, and sometimes a player's journey with the team ends abruptly. Social media has been flooded with opinions, memes, and debates about whether the Cowboys made the right call. Some fans see this as a necessary move to improve the team's depth, while others believe it might be a mistake that could come back to haunt them. As for the media and analysts, the consensus is still forming. Some see this as a sign that the Cowboys are looking to make a bold move in the secondary, possibly to acquire a proven veteran or to promote from within. Others suggest that it's a wake-up call for the coaching staff to reevaluate their defensive strategies and personnel usage. The truth is, nobody knows for sure what the long-term impact will be, but that's what makes NFL seasons so unpredictable and exciting. Looking ahead, the next few games will be critical. How will the Cowboys respond without Juanyeh Thomas? Will other players step up and fill the void? And what's next for Juanyeh himself? Will he bounce back quickly and find a new team, or will this be a setback that tests his resilience? These are questions that every Cowboys fan, analyst, and player is pondering right now. The NFL is a league where fortunes can change in an instant, and sometimes a single roster move can alter the course of a team's entire season. Now, as we wrap up this deep dive, let's consider the bigger picture. The Cowboys are a team with a storied history, filled with moments of glory and heartbreak. They faced adversity before and have always shown resilience. This move, shocking as it is, could be just another chapter in their ongoing quest for greatness, or it might serve as a wake-up call that prompts them to make more strategic adjustments. Either way, it keeps us on the edge of our seats, doesn't it? We'll be watching closely to see how this decision unfolds and what surprises the Cowboys have in store for us next. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this sudden release of Juanyeh Thomas? Do you believe it's a smart strategic move, or are you worried about the team's secondary going forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters a lot to us and to the Cowboys community. Remember, this season is still full of potential and every move counts. I'll be back soon with more updates, insights, and analysis, so stay tuned for everything happening with our Dallas Cowboys. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's keep the faith and keep supporting our team. Together, we're Cowboys for life. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and IT makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let's continue with the big reveal. Now, diving even deeper into the strategic implications of this move, it's essential to analyze how this fits into the Cowboys' broader defensive philosophy. Coach McCarthy and his defensive coordinators have been emphasizing versatility and adaptability, especially in the secondary. Juanyeh Thomas, with his ability to play multiple roles, was seen as a valuable piece, but perhaps the coaching staff believes they have other players who better fit their current tactical approach. The decision might also be influenced by the need to balance the roster with players who excel in specific roles, such as nickel coverage or special teams, where Juanyeh's contributions, while promising, might not have been enough to secure his spot. Furthermore, the NFL's roster management is a complex puzzle involving salary caps, player development, and future draft considerations. Juanyeh Thomas, as a young player with potential, might have been caught in a numbers game where the Cowboys needed to free up space to bring in someone else, perhaps a veteran or a different type of safety that aligns better with the team's immediate goals. This is a common scenario in the league, where promising players sometimes get released to make room for more experienced or specialized athletes. Another aspect worth considering is the mental and emotional impact on the player himself. Being released can be a tough pill to swallow, especially for someone who has worked hard to earn a spot in the NFL. Juanyeh Thomas now faces the challenge of staying motivated, staying prepared, and proving himself again to another team. The NFL is a league that values resilience, and many players have turned setbacks into opportunities for growth. It's entirely possible that Juanyeh's journey is just beginning, and he could become a key player elsewhere, leveraging the experience he gained with the Cowboys. In terms of the Cowboys' upcoming schedule, this move might influence their game plan against specific opponents. For instance, if they were relying on Juanyeh's versatility for certain packages, the coaches will need to adapt their schemes. It's possible that we'll see more rotation among the remaining safeties or even a shift in coverage strategies to account for his absence. The team's ability to adjust quickly will be crucial, especially in high-stakes games against division rivals or playoff contenders. From a fan perspective, reactions have been diverse. Some fans are expressing disappointment, feeling that the Cowboys are losing a promising young talent too soon. Others see it as a necessary move to strengthen the team overall. It's a reminder that NFL rosters are fluid and that sometimes tough decisions are made for the betterment of the team's long-term success. Social media platforms are buzzing with debates about whether the Cowboys should have kept Juanyeh or whether this move signifies a larger shift in their defensive philosophy. It's always fascinating to see how fans interpret these decisions, often blending hope, frustration, and strategic analysis in a single stream of comments. In the realm of NFL comparisons, this situation isn't unique. We've seen players with similar trajectories face similar fates, and some have gone on to have breakout careers elsewhere. The league is filled with stories of talent that, for various reasons, doesn't immediately find its place but eventually blossoms in a different environment. Juanyeh Thomas's story might just be at a crossroads, and how he responds in the coming months will be critical. Looking ahead, the Cowboys' management will undoubtedly be monitoring the secondary closely. They might be exploring options in free agency or the draft to bolster that unit. The secondary's performance, especially in critical moments, can make or break a team's playoff run. The decision to release Juanyeh could be a catalyst that pushes the coaching staff to reevaluate their personnel and tactics, ultimately leading to a more cohesive and effective defense. As we conclude this comprehensive analysis, it's clear that the Cowboys are navigating a complex landscape of roster management and strategic planning. The move to cut Juanyeh Thomas is more than just a roster change. It's a statement about where the team sees itself heading and what they believe is necessary to compete at the highest level. Whether this decision proves to be a masterstroke or a misstep remains to be seen, but one thing's for sure, it keeps us all watching, waiting, and eager for what comes next. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe the Cowboys made the right move? Are you confident in their defensive plans moving forward? Or are you worried about the future of the secondary? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinions matter so much to us and to the entire Cowboys community. Remember, this is a season full of surprises, and we're all in this together. I'll be back soon with more insights, updates, and deep dives into everything Dallas Cowboys. Until then, keep the faith and stay tuned because the best is yet to come. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Dallas Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news.